So the general form of the standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are numbers, where a cannot equal to 0, by the way. Okay? Because the minute that a becomes 0, then I'm going to end up with a linear. Right? So a cannot be 0. A has to be a number other than 0. A, b, and c are numbers. Okay? This is called the standard form. And it tells me the location of the, what did we say? The standard form tells me the location of what? The y-intercept. And which letter in this y equals ax squared plus bx plus c represents your y-intercept? C. So that c value is your y-intercept. Okay. The equation in vertex form, do you remember what the vertex form's general form is? Y equals? A. Trying to get the information. All right. And it tells me the location of the vertex. What else? What's a vertex made of? H and K, which is?
The optimal value and axis of symmetry.
Optimal value. That's your K value, right? And the axis of symmetry, which is your H value. Huh? Which one? Axis of symmetry. Now, how can I go? What's the process of going from vertex form to standard form? The good thing is we don't go backward in this course. We don't go from standard to vertex. Okay? The mixed level math, they go from, or the U level math, they go from standard to vertex, which is a much harder process than going from vertex to standard. Okay? For us here, we only go from vertex to standard. Okay? So if you want to, right now, you have this, and you want to write it in standard form. What do you want it to? Tell me, what do you think you want it to? So you agree with me that this is vertex form? Right? Yeah. What's my vertex with this? 2 and 1. Okay. So what do you want to do if you want to expand? If you want to go from vertex form to standard form, I meant. Huh? A is 1. A is 1. Right? What do you want to do? So multiply x minus 2.
No. With the a, x minus 2.
Okay. I don't quite get that. So you want to multiply the 1 in?
Yeah, with x and minus 2.
You can't do that because you have a square. Oh, you're
Oh,
Jewish.
then yeah.
Sorry, Anthony, can you repeat that?
So x minus 2.
I put bracket x minus 2 bracket and then bracket again x minus 2 bracket.
Okay. So write x minus 2 twice because they're squared.
Yeah.
Okay, and then plus 1. And then what do you want to do with that? Then FOIL. Right? Then FOIL. Because what happened here is, guys, but please, when someone is talking, I don't need to repeat that. Like when someone's talking, let's listen to what the person's saying, right? And if you want to say something, put your hand up, and just order, right? So for us to expand this, as Antonio said, write it twice, right? So if I write it twice, because it's a squared, but you don't want to forget that plus 1 outside. Now you're going to do exactly what you did in the previous lesson, right? Where you FOIL, but you want to keep that plus 1 outside for now. We'll deal with it. Okay? So let's FOIL. How do I FOIL this? So first, x times x, which gives me x squared. The outer, so x times negative 2, that's negative 2x. Then the negative 2 times the x, that's my inner. Then the negative 2 times the negative 2. What's negative 2 times negative 2? Positive 4. Perfect. Plus 1, right? Because I had that plus 1 from my previous exam, from my question. So I did the FOIL, but that plus 1 is there, so I have to keep it. Okay? So what we did in the previous lesson, we just did this. We just did the x plus minus 2 times x minus 2. But in this case, I have that plus 1.
So we keep y because it's not in the bracket.
That's right. You have to keep it outside by itself. Because what is it called? Bad math says you have to multiply the brackets first. Yeah?
1 can't be added to 4, right?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Yes, it can, because you have 4 plus 1. Now it can, right? Now, let's collect like terms. What are my like terms here? Negative 2x minus 2x, which gives me minus just for x. Just for x, you're subtracting your coefficient. And 4 plus 1 is 5. Look. Right? See? Whoa. You guys are on video, audio. Oh, so you know. Podcast.
Is it on YouTube?
Well, it's on, unless you look for it specifically, it's on my course. I posted it on my course. Okay, so what do you call that process? We call it
Foil.
expand. FOIL is a part of expanding, but the actual process is called expand. So when you say FOIL, you're expand. Okay? But the terminology is expand. All right. So, we know how to go from vertex to standard. The process is called
Expanding.
perfect.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll got it.
Okay, no more O's, right?
Why? I like the O's. Do you see these Adam Sandler on my see that? The second one, Adam Sandler? This is how you guys right now look. Like him. I love this. No, I don't.
Exceeded our maximum hours for the day.
No, no, no.
No.
All right. So we have the next question. So we have the equation in vertex form, y equal negative 3, x plus 1 squared minus 4. Okay? And I want you to, the questions is, on the next page. So we're going to state the key feature that we can determine from the vertex form. Expand the equation to put it in standard form, and state the key features that you can determine from the standard form. So we have to first, what can I find from the vertex form? I want to expand, and I want to state what information can I find from the standard. So the equation is negative 3 x plus 1 squared minus 4. What key feature can you find from that? Talia?
Wait a minute. 1 and 4.
What's 1 and 4? What are they?
The vertex.
So what's the vertex exactly? Because 1 and 4 is not the vertex. What
H
is
and
it?
K.
What's it? What is it? got the numbers, but you didn't get the signs, yes.
-1 and -4.
-1 and -4, right? So you just missed the signs. Okay? So that's my vertex. My vertex is -1 and -4.
Taking it out.
And the vertex is, so what's the -1? What does the -1 represent my vertex?
1 unit left.
Hands up. What does the -1 represent in my vertex? To the left, right? So horizontal translation to the left. Okay. What else? But what does it represent? Like when I'm looking at my graph, what does it represent? What does the -1 and -4 represent? Okay, X and Y, but what else? I'm looking for axis of symmetry. Okay, so what's my axis of symmetry?
-1.
X equals -1. What? So the axis of symmetry is X equals -1, right? Remember that. Remember that the axis of symmetry passes through the X value of the vertex. Okay, I don't know. Is it supposed to be opening up?
No.
Which way is it supposed to be opening? Down. So I messed up with the graph, huh? Because it's a -A, right? Yeah. Okay. So my axis of symmetry is -1. How about -4? What does it represent? Optimal value. Is it a min or a max? That's right. All right, perfect. So from the vertex form, I was able to find my vertex, which represents my axis of symmetry, and the optimal value. Now, the second part, they want you to expand. Change it to standard form. What do I have to do?
You grab the brackets and you do it twice.
Write the bracket twice, exact. So, write the x plus 1 twice. Okay. Then, or you can't multiply the yet. You have to export first, then multiply the negative. Okay? Okay? Because you have to do the brackets first. All right? That's a very good question. Okay? So first I have to FOIL, then I have to distribute my -3 in. Let's FOIL. X times x, x squared. X times 1, 1 times x, 1 times 1.
Whoa, why is it still in the bracket?
Because I have that -3 outside. I can't yet remove the brackets.
Oh.
Okay, guys? Yet, like I have to keep that right now, my foiling in the bracket because I have that -3 outside. I'm not ready to get rid of that bracket yet. Now the -4 stays outside. Do not bring the -4 in. -4 is outside from the beginning. Keep it outside. Okay? What do you want to do next? Add like terms in the brackets. Okay. So to add like terms in the bracket, I'm gonna keep writing down. It's okay. I have x squared plus what's plus 1x plus 1x? Thank you. Okay. What do you think should happen next? Sorry, can you see? I'm sorry. That's right. Distribute. Now I'm distributing the -3, the taco, in, right? So I'm multiplying that -3 into each term inside the bracket?
Oh, because it's in the front.
Because it's in the front. You know, 3 people went to get this combo. Right? So, I have to multiply the -3 in. -3 times x squared is -3x squared. -3 times 2x. I'm waiting. -6x. Okay. -3 times 1? -3. How about the -4? Just leave it as is, right?
Wait.
Not yet. We can simplify a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. So my last step is I can add these two terms, right? So I have -3x squared minus 6x minus 7.
So you leave the, okay, so you multiply the first number in and then you just add the last number in after that.
Yes. So that's your last step because BEDMAS says you have to do your brackets first,
And
then multiplication. So you're gonna multiply that -3 in. Then you can add and collect like terms.
okay.
Okay? So does this look like standard form to you? What's your A value in this standard form? -3. What's your B? -6. Guys, the sign comes with it. It's a package. Right? It's -6.
Wait,
And
what
then-
what are
Isn't you supposed to do FOIL on the top one?
which top one?
Like,
This one?
yeah, isn't like the 2 last ones supposed to be +3?
1 times 1?
Oh, never mind.
can you tell us the letters again?
Yes. So A is -3.
Yeah.
B is -6.
Whether I have some
And C is -7. So what can you find in standard form? Which is -7. So in this case, I can find that the y-intercept is -7. So something that you have to be careful with, if you have an A value with a vertex form, if you have an A value, you want to FOIL first, then multiply that A value in. And something that I always focus on is your signs. Positive, negative. Makes a difference if you tell me it's -7 or +7. Right? -7 is 7 underground. +7 is 7 above ground. It's like I tell you the temperature outside is 20 degrees. And then you go outside in your shorts and then it's -20. You freeze to death and then you say thank you. Right? They're totally different things. Right? So you guys have to be careful when you're stating your numbers. The sign comes with it. Why? We'll talk about this. This has nothing to do.
Why is
Because remember with the previous question we said that y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and we said that c is your y-intercept,
oh yeah.
right? So if I'm looking at this, c is -7 and that's my y-intercept.
Okay, yeah.
Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, so you got few questions. What does it mean if I have just a negative in front of the x minus 1 squared here? What does that mean? What's that negative? That's a -1, right? So make sure that you understand that that's a -1 that needs to be multiplied.
Always gonna be -1.
If there's no, if it's just a negative by itself, it's a -1. Okay? Okay? So get these questions done, please, and thank you.